I grew up in British Guiana. My father was a judge. My mother was probably a combination of Linda Beamer and Lana Roof of British Guiana. She volunteered everywhere. I had an incredible upbringing.
As one of 7 children in her family, Patricia Cummings knew early on she would have to make her mark.
Patricia as a little girl was a terror. I have a photo of myself and my sisters when we were young, and you can see I'm breaking ranks.
Her parents, loving but firm, instilled in her from a young age the value of hard work. Values reinforced as a Girl Scout.
We were called Girl Guides because we were in a British colony. We had to do our best. That's what our parents expected. It wasn't good enough to just try to do your best. You had to do your best.
Patricia's resolve helped her through a significant moment as a teenager when she immigrated to the U.S. unknowingly.
My parents tricked me into leaving what was then Guyana to get my education. They did not like one of my friends and were very concerned. So one of my sisters was living in Kansas City, Missouri at the time, and my parents pretty much had it worked out that I was going to stay with her.
From there, she has to make her own life. And she got a job, I think it was working at Macy's and department store, and she was going to school at nights for undergraduate.
Patricia became board certified in radiology, nuclear medicine, and vascular technology, always seeking out the next big challenge.
A new hospital was being built in Kansas City, Missouri, and they hired me to start up the nuclear medicine department.
She attended Syracuse Law School, where she was the recipient of many honors, including the Best Advocate Award. It was at Syracuse where Patricia first met Hugh Leonard, the former Boy Scout, machinist, and Army officer from the state of Maine, the man she would one day marry.
She was, she's a very attractive woman. She's very smart, and I thought she was out of my league.
The couple would reconnect 5 years later, when Patricia, working for a big law firm in New York City at the time, returned to Syracuse for a law school reunion.
Hugh, in typical fashion, didn't even know there was a class reunion going on. He was just at the football game.
It is true that I went to a football game, which happened to be the 5th year reunion of our law school class. And we bumped into some other law school friends who said, well, you should come over to this party.
And we have been together ever since.
But there was still the matter of where they would live.
We were both pretty determined about where we were going to live. Her being, I want to live in New York City, and me, I don't want to live in New York City. And, over a period of months, we worked that out. And she wound up moving to Binghamton, and I like to say that's the last argument I won with her.
It didn't take Patricia long to appreciate all that Binghamton had to offer. She was an equestrian, volunteered in the community, and served on many boards, including Broome Community College Foundation, the Tri-Cities Opera, and Binghamton Rotary.
The goal of the Rotary is to wipe out polio. To be part of that, and we're close. To be part of something that big gives you such a tremendous feeling of satisfaction.
She's the one who was first to sign up to plant flowers, work at Binghamton University Event Centers when Rotary Club sells refreshments there.
And fellow Rotarians know when Patricia is assigned to a task, the work will get done.
She is really serious, and if she sees you sort of pooping off and talking with your girlfriend for a minute, she just sort of gives you the look and the smile, and Patricia's not happy. You better straighten out and get down to work.
As partners of their own law firm, Leonard & Cummings, Patricia and Hugh have provided free legal counsel to many organizations, including the Girl Scouts.
Very quietly, does a lot of work in the community that most people don't know about.
Her specialty is medical malpractice law, not afraid to take on tough cases, including one that went all the way to the Court of Appeals.
There was a problem with the law that needed to be fixed. Essentially, the law said if a pregnant woman was malpracticed on and lost the fetus, if the fetus wasn't viable, she could not recover for her emotional damages. And I just found that to be absurd.
And her position, if the Court of Appeals accepted it, would change 50 years of law in the state of New York.
So anyway, I got denied at the Supreme Court level. I got denied at the appellate division level. But I had one judge on my side at the appellate division level, and that gave me a door that I could open to ask permission of the Court of Appeals to change that law.
And during the argument, it really seemed like she grew like 6 inches.
At the core of her work ethic persists one quality.
I would say she prepares intensely.
She doesn't do anything without being properly prepared.
She has the same devotion to friends and family who now live all over the world as she does to her work.
She says she's going to do something, she'll always follow through, but if you're a friend and you ever need anything, she's there for you.
Patricia Cummings, a woman shaped by her past, but someone who has clearly defined her own destiny.
I am so proud of my wife. She is such an amazing person. She's embraced the American ideal. You know, that everybody has the opportunity to make something of themselves, and she's done that.